Palestine Redevelopment Commission at 6:02 on June 7th, 2023. I'd like to start off, if we could do a roll call, please.
There it goes. Okay. Steve Rainey.
Here.
Rachel Strong.
Here.
Mark Looney.
Here.
Russell Smathers.
Here.
Bill Niemeyer.
Here.
And Lisa Blanchard.
Here.
All right. First on our agenda would be old business, and we'll start off with the approval of the minutes from February 15th, 2023. Has all the members been able to read the minutes? Any changes, updates? All right, do I have a motion to approve the minutes from Wednesday, February 15th, 2023?
I'll make that motion to accept the minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed state nay. Motion carries. Thank you. New business that we would have would be the annual TIF pass-through. And so, Yvonne, can you explain that a little bit for us?
Yep, every year you're asked to decide whether you're going to pass through the money. That's basically, if you have more TIF money than you know what to do with, you can pass it through so that all your overlapping units like the fire department and the school, the library, everybody can benefit from that. If you look at your financial paperwork there, it shows that about $50,807 or $8.70 came in. That's what your balance at the beginning of the year. There's about $18,369.20 that went to pay O.W. Crone and the attorney firm for Regardus and Regas for various times that they've come and presented to you, done work for you, and the bond, questions, all those, what that meant that was paid out of that. And, that's the information. So really you have a balance of $31,639.50, and I'll leave it up to you to decide whether you want to do the pass-through or not. I put the letter on your spot there there's one that's a colored, has the colored heading, and I would like for if you decided or you decide not to do a pass-through, that needs to be signed and goes to the county.
Okay. Just to recapture that. So if we decide not to do a pass-through, we sign this document.
Yeah.
We'll move forward with that.
Yeah. So far, you've never done a pass-through because you've not had copious amounts of
We
money.
never really had much money in there, and actually we still don't.
And you still don't, and you won't yet for a bit. You get a little bit.
Okay.
So, and just so that I and everybody's on the same page, the one letter says that any assessment would be captured assessment. That letter means we're notifying the county that we want to keep the TIF funds?
That the TIF fund stays with the RDC to be,
Okay.
to be used.
Discussion. Straightforward to me.
I have a quick question. Is there any limitations on what we can hold in our, without distributing it?
No, not that I know of, no.
Because obviously we want to keep something for legal reasons.
You're gonna need to keep money in the account, because there'll be obviously more expenses as time goes on, and the whole point is to use it for the good of the town, to bring in more economic development, or at least stimulate that, to allow the town to grow and have some nice amenities. That's the idea of the TIF. So, and then second to that, I think because that is starting to build, or the momentum should be starting to build, it would be nice if we can start doing like a quarterly meeting or whatever. So that'd be a secondary thing to all of this for you guys to discuss.
In regard to the pastor, I don't think we really have enough at this point, but we keep what we have in here and wait until we can accumulate a little more funds and also determine where we want to spend on. We really haven't had any discussions yet on that. We did have a meeting, was that back in December? Or no, it was
February.
And it was in February, yes, we're going to draft our country one the last meeting. So we can discuss some of the outcomes of the ideas from that. I have those from that. So we need to make a motion for this, or?
I would think so, yes.
All right, so, any comment before I raise request?
I'll make a motion that the tax increment revenues be captured assessment for this year. And that we sign a letter that states that as opposed to the pass-through.
Just point of order, Bill, I think you mean for 2024,
Yes,
not this year.
yeah, for 2024. Thank you. For both years.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor state aye or aye.
Aye.
Those opposed state nay. All right, then that motion carries. Thank you. I don't think we have any other new business, so let's see on the agenda. We don't have any departmental reports. Before we get to public comments, I would like just to discuss some of the ideas that we had back in February. So we met with Jim Robinson, representing the town. We also met from Julie, is it Lucas?
Mm-hmm.
Julie Lucas from Main Street Organization. And then we had Bill Yoder representing the school board. And so just going through there, some of the things that
Is Bob?
Jim
Bob.
explained.
Bob Yoder.
Bob Yoder, I'm sorry. Did I get that, Jim? So Jim presented an idea that they're looking at in terms of doing something, creating like an industrial or park area across from the Lions Club. I think he said it was about, I forgot how many acres, about 36 acres. And he gave ideas on what they're thinking about in that area, and obviously there's things in there that we may be able to support, but that's really, I think, going to be a long-term activity there. He also mentioned, like at Jim and 52 or Main Street, that entry area there, there's something potentially putting some kind of signs or something, or landscaping to represent people coming into New Pal. I think he also mentioned where the old car wash used to be. The town owns that lot, I believe. And so something could be utilized in that area. He also talked about sidewalks near Countryside and Cypress Creek. Also around 52, around the school entrance on Jim, and then on Depot Street. Additional some paintings on some buildings, also mentioned some benches, lighting on walk paths. Also talked about the electrical boxes on 52, doing some kind of artwork wrapped around those to make it a little bit more appealing. Julie had mentioned business facades could use some help. She also talked about the amphitheater, and I don't recall what that was.
Being a part of that, that's the thing you're talking
I know
about.
that was the end of the park, but there was something else there. Street signs, they were looking at doing something more with the street signs in town to give them more of that antique look, replacing those. And then she also mentioned, dressing up town entrances, landscape, signage, and so forth. And Bob had, from the school board, really was looking in computer education needs, especially the equipment for robotics. That program has done very well. I know they teamed with the Greenfield Central High School, I believe it is, or the system there, their partnership at times. No?
Not under robotics, no.
Okay.
On our own teams.
Okay. But he said the big thing there is the equipment, it's, they just don't have that. I think he did say that if he could give everything that the teachers would like to have for that program, then he's looking for $400,000 to $500,000. But anything could help in that regards. And he also mentioned the maintenance building as well. Anything else that I missed? What were some of the ideas that was presented? We need good ideas. I think the biggest thing is when can we have enough money to really support something in that regards.
My suggestion would be to kind of put those in more of a formal list. And, I don't know, short term or long term, figure out when. Obviously, we got paving going on, some other development going on. Once it finishes, but more of a timeline and cost of each of them, and start to kind of get an idea to prioritize what we think would be the easiest versus the hardest, or the most expensive to the least expensive, and vice versa, whatever things along those lines. Kind of narrow it down to figure out on the timeline what costs are, what the priorities are, what would benefit, get the most bang for the buck starting out, and then in the long term is going to be, do we want to save up for a big one? Do we want to do a bunch of decorating, improving the looks, whatever? I mean,
Well, and I know as that Mr. Yoder said, that the equipment, that there was a lot, it was made up of a lot of pieces when you break that down. It was $400,000 was the whole thing, and then we had $30,000 to buy a piece of that. Definitely helpful.
yeah, electronics are pretty high,
Yeah.
especially if you stay up with it.
Rachel Gills will mention in discussions was that he thought it would be a good idea for our first, I guess, activity here, something that would be visible to the community pretty quick, for them to understand we're here, this is what we're doing, this is where that money's going. So the town can see something, for something different that we say, hey, I like that, that's nice.
I don't feel like sidewalks.
I love the
Those
idea of
sidewalks, he's
sidewalks.
been in my ear. I need these next sidewalks.
Well,
And I agree with him, because
I don't think, and again, we're not there yet. $31,000 will not cover the stretch of sidewalks that we need. And, as we have further discussions about priorities, I don't care which side of the street it happens to be on, but I don't think a resident from the town that wants to walk from here to either the wellness center or to Needler's, once you get west of McDonald's, your only choice is to walk in between guardrails on US 52. And that's not safe. So that, again, when we're at a point that we need to try to prioritize, to me, it's a safety issue, but it's also a huge community building project. I mean, just a sense of community that you can walk or ride a bike or a skateboard, whatever it is, and you don't have to get onto US 52 to get from one end of town to the other.
we talked to Jim. Jim, I think, is kind of an expert in building sidewalks, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, good, I hope we can hire Jim to do so.
Well, and to Steve's, probably, if you give me that list, we can give you some prices the next time you guys meet here, they give you an idea of what you want, whether it be the stickers on the electrical panels in town, or their artwork, or this, and at least give you an idea of what things are gonna run with estimates as we have ideas.
There's something else too, I know, I have a little bit of electronics background, talking about, Mr. Yoder talking about it. For them building the robots, I know you need the most recent stuff, but as far as developing, I know there's a lot of older equipment that's cheap, that works great. It's just a matter of who knows how to work it. Because I was at work, and I'm throwing in some ad lib here, but I pulled up an old scope that I used back in the late 70s, early 80s, where I used to work, and I actually had one at home. And I asked an engineer at work this week, I said, hey, you got any idea what this is? He looked at it, he says, is that a GPS unit? And I was falling out of the chair, because the young engineer, been out of college about 2 years, had never seen one. So, but it's a matter of, the older stuff still works. It's just a matter of, they're all used to the brand new, hey, let's computer it up and do this. But I think it's something that we could also, I don't know, if he would.
Mr. Pope, you're talking,
Well, no, I know that, but that's what I'm saying. It's something that,
Yeah, Mr. Post.
having a discussion, saying, hey, there's older equipment, doesn't have to be the top of the line. Well, you're looking at top of the line, I know, because of this, but
Right.
I don't want anything obsolete necessarily, but I'm just saying that's an idea rather than full-blown price on something brand new. It'd be nice, but at the same time, there's stuff that also works that's just a couple more pieces versus one, and the price will be half of what the one would cost. Things like that. So,
But I'd have to have him
oh, yes.
sitting next to me because I can't answer.
I think that would be something that we just passed up. So anyway, I was pulling out my age on this guy, and I just had to throw it out there.
Okay, good discussion. All right, I think we'll open up to public comments. Do we have any public comments today? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
May I stop you for a minute? Can we set up a next meeting?
Oh, yes. So let's go ahead. So we choose, so do one quarter, same time, or date, or in terms of,
What are you're looking at all?
September. That first Wednesday in September, maybe?
September 6th.
Yep.
And then we want to go ahead and set one up.
December.
First week of December. Is that going to cause a problem, 12 days or anything like that?
December, yeah.
Should be a problem. My other jobs.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead and set those up.
What day for December?
December 6th.
December
6th.
6th.
First Wednesday, you said.
December 6th, so both of them's the 6th. 6 o'clock.
You said September 6th.
Correct. At 6 o'clock.
Yeah, please.
Can we make it 6th?
You know what, if you come closer to it and you need to adjust the time a little bit, we can always,
It's just a matter of traffic-wise and stuff right now. It's where I'm over by the Lily, that
Yeah.
Southwest is closed and Raymond Street's got down to one lane and all.
Maybe by September they'll have it done.
Yeah.
I've been on the street.
I did too, but you saw them ready to close
They are.
because they're gonna work on this, they're correcting the holes and all that. They've got it all marked off.
They have to close it all at once.
Yes.
Yeah, my home was on the west side.
But I came home yesterday, of course, and then to Shelby and then went south and came Raymond. You get to Shelby, you're okay. Anyway,
Well, by the end of July, 465 on the south side should be open.
should be. Raymond should be too. I think they're gonna walk it out. Okay.
All right, very good. We'll get those dates set and times.
Thank
All right,
you.
so do I have a motion to adjourn the new Housing Redevelopment Commission?
I'll go ahead and motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
I'll say.
All right, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, state nay. Motion carries.